Hi, everyone. Thanks for tuning into this special episode of the RFP in honor of the deadCenter Film Festival. I'm Kelly Gann, president at Freestyle Creative.
And I'm Vahid Farzana, founder and CEO of Freestyle Creative. And this week, we're continuing to highlight local filmmakers. And today, we're talking to Jacob and Zach Burns, who I like to call the Burns brothers. And their new film, Shifter, is debuting at the deadCenter Film Festival. Guys, thanks for joining us today.
Thank you guys for having us.
Happy to be here.
Absolutely.
So we want to start back at the beginning. So Burns brothers, growing up, filmmakers, how did all of this start? Did you guys pull out the family camera? How did you guys get into filmmaking?
It really started really young. Our dad was a big film buff, and he really loved movies from all decades. So at a really young age, we kind of started seeing movies that a lot of people didn't see at our age. So we were watching like silent films when we were in like second and third grade, and Marx Brothers and Universal horror monster movies from the 30s and 40s. So
all good stuff.
We just kind of grew up with a love of film, and it just kind of kept going. And then around sixth grade or so, we borrowed a family friend's camera, and I desperately wanted to make a movie called Fifi, which was a Godzilla ripoff, basically using our Godzilla action figures and toy soldiers and stuff like that.
It's great. It's a classic.
It is.
Where did the name come from?
Yeah.
Where did it come from?
I have no idea.
It came from something. I can't remember. It's been so long. But yeah, if you search hard enough on YouTube, it's out there somewhere.
Yeah, you could find it.
Got to bring it out of the archives, put it in the Burns Brothers Planet Thunder catalog.
How old were you guys when you guys did that one?
I was in sixth grade. So
oh, wow.
Would have been like fourth grade.
That's right.
Yeah.
I was not making films at that age. That's impressive.
So you evolved, and I guess your deadCenter debut was Electric Nostalgia, which we loved, and that was several years ago, and that was the Best Oklahoma Feature Film winner several years ago. Tell us about that.
Yeah, so we'd done basically after Fifi, we watched Fifi and we're like, we can probably do better.
We can maybe do a little bit.
Fifi too.
Yeah. So throughout the years we just kind of kept making stuff. We ended up getting a camera of our own at some point, and so we were able to just keep making stuff. And then I went to film school and learned a lot there. And then so eventually we had made a bunch of short films and eventually decided that we thought we could do a feature film. And so that became Electric Nostalgia, which we shot in 2014, I believe.
Yeah.
And then it premiered at deadCenter in 2016. But it's kind of a sci-fi thriller. It's black and white. It's about I haven't done the pitch for it in a long time.
Yeah.
Great
question.
It's psychological thriller. It's about a woman who wakes up in a body that's not her own, and she starts seeing these like kind of weird visions of this guy with no face, and she has nightmares, and then there's just all kinds of thrilling things that happen. So
it's weird.
It's very weird, but it's cool. It's good.
That was my favorite film at the festival. In 2016, everybody was talking about it afterwards. So
nice.
If you haven't seen Electric Nostalgia yet, check it out, because it was definitely a film that made you think and had a lot of people talking afterwards.
Oh,
yeah,
awesome.
it was my favorite film obviously that year, and it was incredible. So really enjoyed it. Which brings me to my next question, which is your current film, Shifter. Tell us a little bit about it.
Yeah.
What is Shifter?
Shifter.
What does that mean?
I was hoping you guys could tell us. So Shifter is a time travel horror movie about a young woman who experiences the painful and gruesome side effects after an experiment with time travel goes wrong. And she basically starts to shift through time at random. She has no control when it will happen or how far forward or backward she's going to end up. And so it kind of, it's a very different type of time travel movie, hopefully one that people haven't really seen before. Yeah.
When you were developing the script, what was your inspiration? How did you get the idea for it?
It really kind of started from just this idea, like it really just started from time travel and horror. I was like, what's the horror of time travel? I've seen all kinds of time travel movies. I'm a big fan of all of them, but there's kind of a few tropes, if you will, that you see over and over again. And so we were kind of like, well, if we did a time travel movie, if we added to that, let's try to do something different. And so that's really where it started was, okay, well, what's horror is an aspect we haven't really seen in time travel. So what is the horror of time travel? And that led us to this idea of it being painful. And then the whole randomness of it. And we just kind of slowly built from there. Do you want to talk about the night we did it?
This happens on a lot of when we're first getting the ideas for movies and what they're going to be is basically one of us will come up with very basic idea. And so Jacob was like, horror and time travel. How? And so we basically just got together and went to a Taco Bueno, had some tacos, and then basically hung out there for like 2 or 3 hours just talking out what this movie could be.
And that's how films are made.
So
we all need to go to a Taco Bueno.
Yeah, where inspiration lives.
What else did you eat?
Burritos.
Yeah.
Now. As much inspiration as we could get.
Yeah.
Yes.
So filming a time travel horror film, what was that experience like on set? And tell us about some of the stories from production.
It was interesting. The time travel aspect was definitely the most like annoying on set because there's some continuity things that you have to keep track of. Like a lot of times the movie might be in one scene at one point, and then we might come back to that scene, but from a different perspective. Or there are definitely scenes where there might be more than one main character of the same person in the scene. And so we had to like be very careful with eye lines, and we had a few stand-ins to kind of give us, if we needed someone else's shoulder to pretend to be our lead actor, because there were supposed to be two of her in the shot. So that was definitely a challenge.
I'm actually curious on the films. You talked about the film styles that you inspired you, but what are some of your guys' favorite films in general that you guys have really enjoyed?
So many.
Tough questions here.
So many.
Like we're definitely
alphabetical order. If you can just give it to me in alphabetical order.
Okay, yeah. Definitely a lot of horror and sci-fi is definitely a big part of our lives.
For sure.
John Carpenter's The Thing is a big one that I love quite a bit. Really loved a newer one, Midsummer from last year. Really, really loved that one.
Super good.
But yeah, we'll watch all kinds of stuff. Love Spielberg and big Twilight Zone fans.
Oh yeah.
Watching the Twilight Zone marathons whenever I could.
And have you guys seen Cats? It's great.
My favorite film from last year by far.
Yes,
Good.
Thank you. Thank
For
you.
so many reasons.
I'm glad to know you're an evangelical.
So if people are gearing up for deadCenter and checking out Shifter at the festival, what are some other films they should check out to get in the mindset?
For sure. I'm personally a part of 2 other films at deadCenter this year. One is the feature film She's the Eldest, which was directed by Kate Jones. I was the cinematographer on it, and it's a really cool kind of dramedy with some maybe supernatural elements as you watch it. So I'm really excited about that one. And then he's got one as well.
I actually, apart from Shifter, have another project called Home Sweet Home, which is a short film I directed, which is a new thing for me. Wow. But it's in the Okie Shorts mixtape volume 2 section, I think is what it's called. So be on the lookout for that, starring Ashley Mandanis, who's also in Shifter.
Nice.
And it's just kind of a neat little spooky comedy.
Awesome. So for both of these films, where can we catch them at deadCenter? I heard something about a drive-in.
There are rumors. I don't know
Yeah.
the exact details of that, but hopefully that comes through.
Yeah. I think deadCenter is supposed to announce some stuff pretty soon on that.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
Stay tuned.
Yeah.
With everything going online this year, what can your followers expect with the festival going virtual?
Hopefully to have a good time.
Yeah, hopefully
I
so.
think this is a new experience for all of us. But I know deadCenter has done a lot of really hard work to make it. It's not, you're not just logging onto your computer and watching movies. They've tried to really come up with some other cool things. I know they're wanting to do Q&As. I think there's some like virtual workshops and stuff like that, panels and stuff. So there should be plenty of cool stuff to check out. So I'm excited to see what they got.
Yeah.
I know a lot of film lovers are excited because they can actually catch a lot more films with everything going online. So
That's true.
watching more films, checking out more panels, a lot of exciting things coming up.
Yeah, that'll be awesome.
Which brings us to our last question. What is
Thunder.
next for Planet Thunder?
What is next? So probably not too much that we can actually talk about yet.
Big things, but later.
You heard it here first. Yes.
I was like, waiting, like, is he gonna say something? But that's all good. Really appreciate you guys.
Stay tuned.
Again, thank you guys for being on the show today. Jacob and Zach, again, thanks for being on the show. So catch us next time when we talk to Kate Jones, director of She's the Eldest, and don't forget to check out Planet Thunder. Thank you guys so much. You guys take care.
Thank you guys.